oftentimes you can find, what's the phrase I'm looking for here? Value out of that, I suppose.
Okay. I was like, surely it doesn't mean value. That's the obvious word. That's a great TP from Dazzle. And he'll be able to get out, costing him a TP, and most importantly, also allowing them to really pressure KOIXY here. And Z-Freak actually going a slightly different Naga build, going for the Max Riptide. A lot of Nagas will just skip that out entirely, but you know, with that, he's able to pressure a lot harder, and they really do have the dual lane advantage here. Darkseer plus Naga, both very tanky, with some minus armor, and the Ensnare as well can really guarantee some kills. And look at that, Iron Shell alone, on the that's so cool. It kills the creeps. The last hits go to Moon, who wants to farm, but Z-Freak gets the experience. So, despite them being on opposite ends here of the sandwich, so to speak, on the Phantom Lancer, they both get so many resources.
They want to go into KYXY here, but there's going to be a fight in the mid while this is going down. They're trying to dive Mushi, but they can't quite get him. Back up top, they'll go into KYXY. Nowhere for him to go. He does have a doppelganger, but it's only level 1.
Oh, good fissure.
Beautiful fissure indeed. Ketchikimba is nearby. He's already used his grave to make it out, and it's still on cooldown from before.
Oh, this duel lane is so good.
First blood drawn by Moon Meander. Ketchikimba now on the run. He will have that grave in just a couple of seconds. Moon Meander going to continue to commit here, but the ult from Zeus brings them both down. Now Swindle coming in for the cleanup. Can he bring down the Dazzle?
Oh, great.
He's going to bottle through the Flame Guard. Ohio, he wants to try to finish this off. The DOT's doing some damage, but it's Fnatic that come out big. A 3-for-1. First blood goes to Complexity, but Mushi with the perfectly timed ult.
That was such good plays from Fnatic there. Even though the Mango from Earthshaker to get the fissure off afterwards, like, Swindlemelons was absolutely sure he was going to kill that Dazzle, and the Enchant Totem slowed him down, and then to punish it worse, the Fissure Stun afterwards. Such sick plays from Fnatic there. That just looked like Complexity was about to stomp on them with the double Iron Shell chase. This dual lane is so smart, but it actually didn't work out for them, surprisingly.
Yeah. And as we were talking about, both these heroes in the offlane for Complexity have pretty high EHP early on, so they're very well suited for this. This is so easy for Z-Freak, and an extra point in the Riptide with the Poor Man's Shield, he can just tank those creeps and rinse and repeat. Mid lane, Swindlemelons initiated on. Ohio tries to block him out with the Fissure. There will be a race for the Rune, and it will be picked up by the Dazzle. Swindle, though, staying aggressive here. He has a rotation from the Naga Siren, and they will change their minds and just head back to the lane.
Yeah, he forced the Dazzle to grab it at least, so that Zeus didn't grab the Invis, and very quickly Johnny grabbed the bounty in the bot lane, probably because Mushi wasn't going to want to walk all the way down there, so he just starts off the bottle crane, no big surprise, and Complexity continues their cutting of creeps on the top lane.
And there is a silver lining, I suppose, for Complexity here, is that Ziz is now getting a lot of space in that safe lane, because they pulled so many rotations up top. He's now number 2 on the CS chart overall, and he started off pretty low. Now Ohio, he walks right into Moon. He's got the Tranquil Boots, but they'll be broken. Now caught by the Ensnare. They don't want to commit for this, as there's a lot of movement coming towards these two heroes. All 5 of Fnatic starting to make their way over. Mushi will head back to the mid lane, but now Z-Freak gets surged up by Moon. He won't have it for himself. Another Fissure will be coming up in just a couple seconds here. Can Ohio find the angle to block out Moon Meander? Good positioning from Moon, trying to move around it, but he will get blocked out, and he is certainly going to fall. Nice gank there from Fnatic, but was it really 4 heroes just getting the Darkseer? Is this a worthy trade-off, Purge?
I mean, Ziz was farming during this, but maybe not entirely. I saw him grab a neutral creep and run towards the river, maybe thinking about going mid, but I haven't seen his CS go up a huge amount, so I think he did spend some time in the jungle, and I think that's still going to be worth it for Fnatic, because it is creating space. This dual lane pressure is not going as well as they want it to, and it's frankly going a lot worse than I thought it would. Those first couple kills were really the trade-off there. It's either they get those 2 kills and they get away alive, or the punish happens and now the dual lane becomes less and less effective and they limit their places to farm.
Yeah, Mushi's still number 1 on the net worth chart. That early double kill making his life so much easier. He has the early arcane boots, and now another 1,000 gold just sitting in that savings account. Johnny now rotates up to the top lane. They really want to deal with this dual lane from Complexity, and boy, are they. The Tombstone comes down. Z-Freak will be surged to try and run away. Moon will have to linger around a little bit longer, but he'll be safe, at least for now.
I'm kind of surprised he's still standing here killing creeps. This looked really dangerous for him. They do have an Observer Ward down, so that they're going to be able to at least see Mushi rotate if he does commit to that. But the Surge alone, if only one hero is in danger, they always save them, which is pretty cool. Oh, great heal there on the creep wave.
Very aggressive wards here from Complexity in general, all around the jungle, the lane, and that rotation from mid. Moon's now going to have to run for it. He takes a poison touch, also gets hit by a decay. He'll survive, and while we're looking at that, the Clinks actually gets killed here in the mid lane. Ohio getting credit for that one. Not really sure why he rotated out of the bottom lane, first of all, given that there is some space to be farmed, but yeah, missed that one, unfortunately.
I mean, him killing Clinks, or killing the Zeus is definitely possible, because Zeus is limited he doesn't have an escape from it. So really they would just need a Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, and about 4 attacks from Clinks to kill him. So it's definitely possible, but the setup must have been poor or something, because he actually died to the right of the tower, so maybe he was trying to poke in and got spotted by Fissure, initiated. I'm not sure. We'd have to watch it.
Yeah, possibly. Moon forced to surge away. Long range Lance will hit him, but he'll make it out. Okay. So Complexity just goes back to splitting the lanes. They'll give Fly some space. And this is one thing Complexity does really well in these lanes, is whenever someone leaves, the supports are right there to come in and soak it up. And Fly will find level 6 after another creep wave or so. Ohio smoked up, coming around the backside. Moon very low. There's the ult from Mushi. Great setup from Fnatic. Ohio will still walk through the tower, takes the ensnare, and then will TP home. Z-Freak will stay alive, but another kill on this Darkseer. That puts Moon now 1-3 in KDA.
And Mushi doesn't even have that many last hits. He's at 37-4, but he's got a Midas at 9 minutes 45 seconds. And if your team does get things done on the map and you're able to steal those kills with the Thunder God's Wrath, it just helps you more and more. Undying die on the bot lane, though.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there. Just a dive behind the tower. This is where Clinks hits one of his peaks in terms of power. The maxed out Searing Arrows is very scary in these early levels.
Yeah, 60 physical damage. It's like having a Sacred Relic, basically. It's amazing.
It's incredible. So, not much the Undying could do there, as he is a support. Ketchikimba sees the ensnare, knows there's no way to interrupt the TP. Swindle almost gets there in time with the Searing Chains. Very close call, but Dazzle will live.
He jumped slightly late there, in my opinion. Might have made the difference, but it was a very tough catch anyways.
Yeah.
So,
looks like it will be a Vlad's first for the PL, though. He's now gone for the Bassi and the Headdress.
It's good against Ember Spirit going into the late game as well, because it just gives your team 5 more armor. It's an extra chainmail that your team will block damage for the Sleight of Fist. And
Mushi,
the earlier you get it, the more it helps.
Soloed by Ziz in the mid lane. Again, it was just like the Undying down bottom. Ziz comes behind him, unloads with the strafe, Searing Arrows, and there's nothing the Zeus can do. He's got Arcane Boots, Midas. Once you're initiated on in that kind of a forward position, you're completely dead.
And the Midas not paying off there, basically. Like, it gives him some gold and regen, but what if you went for the Bloodstone build instead? Kind of similar. It gives you unlimited mana, so you can farm faster, technically, but Smoke breaking actually here in the jungle. Will they grab Johnny?
Well, Fly, he gets the surge. They want to try to initiate here. Unfortunate for Complexity, they were not ready for the Undying to break their smoke straight away. Mushi will pick up a smoke of his own. Pardon me, perhaps Fnatic will try some kind of an aggressive play of their own.
Check out these sentries on the map by Fnatic. They absolutely do not want Complexity to have wards in their jungle. They've committed 4 over the last 3 minutes just to make sure. They must have missed a bunch. They eventually found the aggressive one, and they killed them all. They've seen the previous games. Ziz spotting out his opponents, though. There's the Medallion on Johnny. 3-shot. Oh, he stops attacking for a second. There's the Grave as well. At about 200 HP, he's going low. He's going to die for sure here.
Both of them are going down here. Ketchikimba doesn't have much of an exodus. He'll go down first. Echo. Big Echo Slam from Ohio on 3, but Complexity are still alive for now. Ziz is dusted up, though. He's on the run. He's not going to make it out as Zeus has the damage to bring him down. A 2-for-2 overall. Swindle Melon's just barely surviving. Zeus getting that domination streak from Clinks. So a lot of gold going the way of Mushi off that fight.
Despite his earlier death, he's still in a great place. He'll grab his point booster now, most likely. I think he's going to go Bloodstone. He might need a fast Ghost Scepter or maybe a Yule Scepter to stop the Clinks from solo killing him, but definitely needs to tank up and needs some survivability to stay alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mushi's still number 1 on net worth. This seems to be working out. It's easy to underestimate how much damage Zeus does at this stage in the game. Even when Complexity have an advantage, the ulti alone, if you can combo it with anything that the Surfshaker puts out, it is scary. Great Echo from Ohio, though. Beautiful positioning, connecting on 3 heroes. Easier said than done at these early levels when you don't have any mobility tools.
They deward another aggressive ward from Complexity. Like, Fnatic has completely read this, and they just always see where the wards are coming, and they drop sentries.
There are 0 wards on the map right now for Complexity. This is a rough time here.
And it's kind of weird to see the sacrifice. Normally you think, like, wow, they spent so many hundreds of gold on those sentries, but it forces their opponents into bad aggressive positions that result in them dying, and that's only happening because their vision is lacking, so they can't make as good of decisions. Mm-hmm. It's paying off completely, and it'll eventually translate to more gold for the supports.
Ziz still having a pretty good time, though. Number 2 on net worth, only a few hundred behind that of the Zeus. You mentioned that Medallion pickup. Pretty core on Clinks these days as we see Fnatic smoke around the bottom lane. They're going to try to gank this Clinks here, who's in a very forward position. Do they have detection? Yes, they do. Dust on the Earthshaker and a Sentry on the Dazzle.
They can get this. Zeus will... They see that he's completely by himself. He doesn't think he's being ganked. There's a dust enchant on him. He wasn't watching behind himself. And then that's the one place you don't expect your opponents to come from, that's for sure. From behind you while you're pushing a tower.
Yeah, absolutely. Now they'll just retreat. towards the mid lane here, and the Tombstone was deployed for that, so they won't have that for a minute if Complexity try to pressure this Tier 1 tower here in the mid lane. Already Naga Siren coming in to cut off the creep wave. Z-Freak is now level 8, so that means Song of the Siren is ready to rock and roll, and Complexity can afford to be a little more aggressive here and know that they'll have a support ready to reset and secure the retreat if need be.
Ooh, he messed up his Searing Chains.
Yep.
Z-Freak in trouble. He might have to ulti this.
He might have
He doesn't want to, but he's... Oh, man, he's barely alive. Really didn't want to Song that one.
20 HP. I mean, this time the gamble pays off. He doesn't go down. They don't quite have the damage.
Yeah, very good for him that he didn't waste it. I definitely agree that even if he died there, it was better to not use it because it's a 3-minute cooldown. For one kill, that's not worth it because it makes your hero so poor. And poor as in, like, your hero does nothing if you don't have a Song because you put all these levels into Riptide and Ensnare, that's great, but he needs to be able to influence teamfights in a major way, and he can't do that without his ult.
Yeah, it's one of those big ultimates, sort of similar to a Nyx Assassin Vendetta, where the threat of it being available is almost scarier than him actually using it. You know, him being off the map and knowing it's off cooldown forces you to play a little more cautiously, and same with that ult.
Exactly, because then Fnatic could just 5-man push or, with Sentry Wards or something like that, and now they have to continue playing defensive and wait for their opponents to go aggressive. But
Blink Dagger on Ohio, 15 minutes in.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible timing for this
He's got 8 assists. He's been in every single team fight and killed this game.
Yep, and 45 CS on top of that.
What the heck? This guy is playing insane. I already knew he was one of the best offlaners in the world, but this game is ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, Ohio he's consistently been one of the best offlaners, like you said. I completely agree. I've seen so many games where he just makes these incredible plays. His positioning is just unbelievable.
So Klinks is moving back towards the aggressive jungle. Because they did get that Tier 1 tower, they're in a decent position to go find them. Swinomelon's looking for heroes with his illusion. He's actually not finding any neutral creeps here. Ziz, that is. He does have some bonus damage left from his ult, but he needs another creep. It's